Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great Wednesday. You may have noticed that I did not make a video last week. As I had mentioned on my last video, a friend of mine had minor surgery and I was helping her out. Um, so things got a little crazy and I was not able to make a video last week. But I'm back this week and I have decided that for this week, I am going to be reading to you from the first chapter of my book, Slave, Finding Anna, Book 1. I published this book in 2011, and as of July 31st, the rights to that book have come back to me from the publisher, so I'm in the process of re-uploading them with new covers to all the retail sites. They are up on Amazon right now, and I'm hoping to have them live on the other retail sites before the end of the week. So, for those of you who are not aware of what my Finding Anna series is about, it revolves around a young girl named Brianna Reeves. She was held captive as a sex slave for 10 months. And at the beginning of the story, a young dominant by the name of Stephen Coleman actually goes and rescues her from that situation. The series follows the two of them and their relationship, kind of how it evolves over time. And it also revolves around Brianna trying to figure out where to go from here, who she is now after this trauma. It's very psychological, and it pretty much picks up where all of the other dominant and submissive master-slave stories tend to end. So, hope you enjoyed the first chapter. This is in Stephen's point of view. Gino's was a small Italian restaurant about a mile from my office. They had good food and a cozy atmosphere, which made it a great place to have an informal meeting with an old friend. The hostess greeted me at the door and let me know that my party had already been seated. She escorted me through a maze of tables to a corner booth in the back. The restaurant was busy, but not packed. Still, getting the back corner booth with no one sitting at any of the immediate tables surrounding it told me either luck was with Darren today, or he'd pulled some strings. My bet was on the strings. Darren, my college roommate for 2 years, had called out of the blue this morning, asking if we could have lunch. He introduced me to the lifestyle I've lived for the last 5 years. Although he'd graduated a year ahead of me, we'd kept in touch through emails and the occasional phone call, until I ran into him last month at a BDSM party. I hadn't seen him since his graduation day. My mentor was always more social than me, so seeing him at a party wasn't exactly a shock. I wasn't aware that he had moved back to Minneapolis. It had been a pleasant surprise. Sitting down across from my friend, I took the menu from the hostess. Kelly will be around to get your drink orders in a minute. Thanking her, I set the menu down without looking at it and faced Darren. He was nearly my exact opposite. Where I had brown hair, he had blonde. His eyes were a baby blue, whereas mine were a vivid hazel. I was tall and lanky, even though I'd buffed up some since college. Darren, on the other hand, was 4 inches shorter and could have easily passed as a bodybuilder. Today he looked nervous, which was rather unusual for him. Not unheard of, but definitely not common either. Needless to say, it piqued my curiosity. So do you want to tell me what's up? I will in a minute, he said, looking over my shoulder. His behavior gave me a negative feeling. Do you know what you want, Stephen? Yes, I come here all the time. Good, he sounded relieved. And then Kelly was there asking for our orders. As soon as she left, I raised my eyebrow in question, but he ignored me. You're still running the family business, I see. Yes, I said, not sure what he was getting at. I doubted it had anything to do with why he called me. I'm still head of the Coleman Foundation, but since it's a not-for-profit, I'm not sure you could say it's the family business. He waved it away. Same thing. I waited, but he didn't continue, so I decided to play along. You're still consulting? Darren released a sharp breath. Yeah. He leaned toward me. Are you still looking to color a sub? So that's what this was about? If I find the right one, yes. I noticed his shoulders relax, and he sat back a little. What does that have to do with anything? I asked, truly confused. The subject that I did not currently have a submissive came up during our conversation last month at the party. I hadn't played with anyone in the last 6 months. No one had struck my fancy, and most of them reminded me too much of Tammy. Darren had been with his submissive Gina since college. They were well matched in likes and dislikes, and were much more open in their relationship than I personally preferred. I did not share my submissives, nor did I play with others when in a relationship. Many did, like Darren and Gina, but I'd never found it to be appealing. What was mine was mine. Kelly came back with our drinks, so Darren waited for her to leave again before answering. Because I found a girl for you. Darren, I warned, shaking my head. This was another no on my list. I didn't enjoy being set up. Logan, my best friend, and his girl Lily had tried to set me up more times than I could count. I wasn't interested. Hear me out. She needs your help. This aroused my curiosity. What do you mean she needs my help? I know how much you like to help people, Stefan. I mean, look at what you do. I was in complete disbelief. Helping fund medical care for those who can't afford it is a little different than taking on a submissive. Is she already a trained sub? Is she looking for a dom? She's a slave. A slave. I didn't have a problem with that fundamentally. It was a complete power exchange. Slaves gave up all control of their lives, their bodies, to their master or mistress. Some women, even some men, chose to be slaves. For most slaves, it was a comfort to have someone else make the decisions in their lives for them, to give up complete control to someone else. That didn't sound like the case here if she needed my help. Okay, I said, drawing out the word. Still not quite sure where Darren was going with this. I was at a party Saturday night. She was there. Her name is Brianna, and she belongs to Ian Pierce. I knew of Ian solely by reputation. I'd never met him personally. He was well known in the community, but from what I heard, he was into pain and humiliation, and he already had a slave. What happened to his other one? Oh, she's still there. Alex was at the party as well. Brianna is a new acquisition. And you don't think she wants to be? No, he said firmly. I don't. Maybe she's into what Ian does. Trust me, she's not, he said, shaking his head. Then he added, I wouldn't have come to you otherwise. And if you had seen her Saturday night, you would know it too. I considered this bit of information. There was no doubt in my mind that Darren believed what he was saying. If this girl didn't wish to be Ian's slave, I couldn't sit by and do nothing. How to help her was the problem. My options were limited. What do you want me to do exactly? It's not like I can call the police and have them storm the place just on my word, or yours for that matter. He leaned in again, clasping his hands in front of him, but then had to pull back when our food arrived. Darren took a bite and then looked me straight in the eye. I have a colored sub, or I do it myself. Plus, he said with a smirk, you have more money than I do. It was then I got it. You want me to buy her. It wasn't a question. and he didn't deny it. The thought of buying a woman turned my stomach. But if what Darren said was true, I couldn't just leave her there. I needed more information and ignored my food as it grew cold on my plate. What makes you think he'd be willing to part with his property? Darren gave me a devilish smile. This was the Dom I knew. He could be quite twisted when he wanted to be. I asked, he said with a shrug of his shoulders. In fact, I told him about you. Said you might be giving him a call. You what? I nearly shouted. I couldn't believe he told this man I might be interested in anything without talking to me, let alone the purchase of another human being. Darren looked around us, and I followed his gaze. Everyone in the restaurant was looking at us. That was something we definitely didn't need, so I lowered my voice to almost a whisper. Explain. Look, when I saw the girl, I thought of you. She has brown hair and blue eyes. I know how much you like brunettes. I scowled, but he ignored me. She's really pretty, and scared to death from what I could see, he said pointedly before continuing. So I simply asked Ian if he was planning to keep her now that she was fully trained. He asked if I was interested. I told him no, but that I knew of someone who might be. He shrugged. I didn't tell him you'd be looking for a submissive, though. Stefan, if you do this, you'll have to go in acting like you are looking for a slave. My mind raced. If I did buy her, what would I do with her? What would she be like? I couldn't just leave her there, that was certain. Not if she was there against her will. It just wasn't in me. If I could help, then I had to. Could I do what needed to be done? Could I treat a woman like a piece of meat? Buy her? But how could I not, given the alternative? Okay. So hopefully you enjoyed that. If you'd like to hear more of me reading first chapters in my books, leave a comment below. Let me know which of my books you would like to hear me read from. Also, I wanted to let you know that Hidden Threats, my contemporary romantic suspense, is on sale this month for $2.99 on all retailers. So please check that out. Also, I am participating in a huge giveaway this month called the Strong Women Giveaway. We are going to be giving away over $2,500 in prizes throughout the month of August. So I will leave links below to both my Finding Anna series, my Strong Woman giveaway, and also to Hidden Threats. So lots of stuff going on, lots of really fun things. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos. Until next time, happy reading!